Hey guys, I thought I'd jump on and quickly record another episode whilst I'm in Gold Coast. I'm taking a little bit of time to see some of my friends and enjoy the sunshine because like Melbourne is like winter. We've just hit spring, but it's still pretty cold. So I thought one thing I really want to talk about, I've actually had a lot of conversations with a lot of amazing women who have come out of long-term relationships, and there's actually a content creator that I know of that has just recently gotten out of her relationship too, and I felt like her story was really inspiring because she was actually engaged and soon to be married, and she left a situation without disclosing too much of what she's gone through. Online she was still pretty transparent that her values didn't align, and she walked away just even months out of the wedding. I think that is such an amazing thing to do. I think she should be so proud of herself. A lot of people don't get that praise for walking away from a bad situation. I am so pro breakup. Obviously, if you're having a tough time, communication's key. I'm not saying to throw in the towel. However, if you are unhappy, I think women know. So many of my friends, including myself, have been in long-term relationships where we just have this mentality to stick it out. It's like, it's so much harder to leave than to stay. It's crazy because it's just easier. And I think we naturally are people pleasers. We want to keep everyone happy. We're comfortable, but at the same time, like, part of our soul is dying. Like, I remember being so miserable. I was in a 5-year relationship where I didn't feel like myself. I completely lost myself. I was experiencing depression, anxiety. It was a very toxic relationship. I don't think either of us were happy, but at the same time, like, every time I wanted to leave, it's like he didn't want me to leave. And like, it's just vice versa. Like, you start to become attached to each other. The amount of women I've spoken to that say they never enjoyed being intimate with their partner, and now that they're single, they actually enjoy intimacy and everything like that. I feel like that's such a big sign. And I remember telling myself when I was in a long-term relationship, it's just the rest of my life. Just stick it out, just stick it out. Because when I eventually did pull the plug after 5 years, I had everyone tell me, what are you doing? My friends, my mum, my family, his family, himself. Everyone was trying to talk me into staying, but I was like, the whole reason I've ended this because I'm not happy. And here I was about to get back into a relationship again just to make everyone else happy. And then I was like, that's crazy. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we telling ourselves put everyone else's needs before our own? It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to your partner either. Like, you need two people that are happy, that are thriving. I think there is always this fear as well of not finding someone else and being alone. And being alone can be hard, but also being alone can be amazing. I have learned so much about myself. Like, my whole life was planned out for me. I entered a long-term relationship at 21. So that took me to 26. I bought a house, I had a job, everything was going right. But I was unhappy. And I decided to move to Melbourne. And when I moved to Melbourne, my ex-partner hadn't come up with me yet. And I was 3 months in, and I found myself, and I was so addicted to this person who was just happy and free and could be myself without someone ragging on me and telling me to act a certain way. And I just felt so good that I didn't want to give that feeling up. And I realized how unhappy I was and how mentally drained I was, that when I broke up, I felt like I could breathe. And so many of my friends can relate to that. They just feel like they're not stressed anymore. They can just enjoy life, unclench the jaw, and like, you can finally relax. You feel like you've suffocated when you're in a toxic relationship. I'm glad everything hasn't worked out. I'm glad every man I've tried to make things work with since my ex hasn't worked, because I learned so much more about myself, and I'm like, oh, that's why it didn't work. Thank God it didn't work out with them. So the time you are single is when you're supposed to explore, find yourself, figure out like what kind of life you want to live. Like, my mind has changed so many times. If I went back 5 years, I would have wanted to live a completely different life. And even during maths, like, the life I wanted to live with my partner and the qualities I looked for in a partner have changed as well, because I've learned more about myself. I've learned more about what I need in a romantic relationship, that I'm so glad things didn't work out. Like, so as much as it might be scary to be single, I feel like you are given this time to be searching for like the best possible partner and the best possible outcome. Because if I didn't have this time, I wouldn't know what I wanted. I would have been unhappy. Like, even if things had worked out with Dave or Married at First Sight, that would have been the wrong partner for me, because I really understand what I need and what I deserve. And you're so blessed to have extra time to work on yourself and to understand everything and build yourself love and worth, because like when we don't have this time, we enter relationships with the wrong people, because again, that fear of being alone, that fear of not finding someone, so we choose the wrong people, and then we don't know how to get out of those relationships. So I can't express enough, enjoy your time being single. Travel, explore, figure out what you want to do, who you are, what your soul needs, and don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to go like, you know what, this isn't working for me. Don't be afraid to leave. It doesn't matter if you are married with children. If you are mentally struggling in a relationship, your children will thank you for choosing to separate and having two happy parents rather than two miserable parents. I was so relieved when my parents separated. And I have family as well that I've seen go through divorces that they didn't want to have because of their children. And then when they finally did it, they're so happy and their children are happy. Like they want to see two happy parents. But like, it's just crazy that we never think to choose ourselves. We think to choose everyone else, keep everyone else happy, and we choose everyone else's happiness over our own. So my advice, if you are in something you are not happy with and you don't see a way forward, end it. And enjoy being single. Like he is coming. He will come at the perfect time, and you'll be so glad everything was delayed. You'll be so glad it didn't work out with all the people you used to pray would work out with. Because I bet you if you look back now and you look at all the weirdos you used to date and all the losers that you're like, oh my gosh, I want him to be here, and you cried over him, you're like, probably like, thank God it never worked with that man. So I'm really grateful right now. I want to settle down and be a mom and all those amazing things, but I'm also so glad that it hasn't worked out, because I swear, like even as every month goes by, I'm becoming a better version of myself. I'm getting more of an understanding of what I need from a partner. And yeah, I feel like my self-worth is definitely building up, which means, you know, I'm attracting a higher quality partner, and that's going to be the father of my children. So I'm so happy for a delay, and I definitely never want to be in a situation where I feel trapped. And I don't want to settle. I don't want to put the square peg into a round hole anymore. We are going to be picky, and we deserve to be picky. This is going to be the person that's going to be your rock, fathering your children, getting you through the hardest moments of your life. Like, be picky. Or you only need one man. You only need one man. And he's out there. Or woman. Honestly, women are amazing. So I'm sending you guys all love, and I hope you all end up with your soulmates, because you deserve it.